Folks, we are back today to take a look at the Road from Storm. This is a couple of firsts for the Storm brand. This is the first iteration of Rex Hybrid in the cover stock technology, and this is the first iteration of AI core technology on the original FE2 core from the High Road series. What this is not the first of is a version of the High Road that has a significantly stronger cover stock formula on it. We had the High Road X, which featured a slightly stronger formula, and then we had balls like the All Road, the Night Road, and the High Road Max, which featured significantly stronger cover stock formulas. Of all of those previous iterations of the High Road, this feels like an improvement on the Night Road the most. The Night Road for me, featuring Rex Pearl, was quite a bit stronger than what I've seen out of the High Roads. I had a High Road Pearl that was in the bottom of my bag as kind of my dry lane ball for a long time, and the Night Road was one I could actually use on a little bit flatter or more blended conditions with a little bit of surface and get it to push through the front part of the lane and still hook down lane while still being relatively blendy as far as the hook shape, where if I were to use something like the High Road Pearl or even the original High Road in that spot, they would be quite a bit further down the lane and change direction quite a bit quicker on the back part of the lane and not give me that rounded blendy shape that I'm looking for. I tend to use these higher RG symmetrical options on lane surfaces that have a lot more friction, so they're typically older, or conditions in general that just hook more. So if you bowled the Southwest this year in Wichita, that condition hooked quite a bit for me, especially front to back, and so I had to use the Journey on the Fresh, and then I got into the Hustle Rip. So some of those higher RG balls that float through the front part of the lane a little more effortlessly typically give me a better look on friction. I can definitely see this ball taking that spot for me. My Journey currently is 5 1/4 inches off my pap, and it's pin up on a 2-inch buffer, so it's fairly clean and fairly responsive. I do have some surface on it that keeps it a little calmer, but it does get down the lane and hook quite a bit. I find the Road to be a little bit earlier overall as far as where the cover wants to create some traction, and I find that it is a little more rounded and less violent down lane, so I can see myself using the Road more on fresh, and then as they transition and I've got to get my feet left, I could go to something like the Journey that's going to be a little more responsive and recover from a little bit steeper angles and be able to stay in play on some of those more hooking blended conditions or those hook and house shots for a lot longer. First up for comparison, we have the Storm Revenant. And while this ball has been discontinued, it is a unique shape for me that gives me a good transition piece that has a high RG, so if the middle part of the lane begins to really hook and get chewed up, this is the ball that I've really gone to be able to manage that until I can get in something significantly cleaner and weaker. Next up for comparison, we have the Storm High Road. The Road seems to be the step up from the High Road as far as the cover stock formula, the slightly stronger core combination with that weight block and outer core AI material. I wanted to get a look at these two head to head, seeing as they're both reactive hybrids, and just see how much stronger the Road with the AI core technology and the slightly stronger cover formula would be overall. I can see the Road being a really useful piece for me whenever I do need those high RG symmetrical balls. I find myself using those a lot whenever I'm on some hooking conditions, and they really do give me a unique look that I really can't get out of other things in our product line. I think this ball is going to work well for rev dominant players that are looking for something that's a little more in that medium category and less clean and weak like the High Roads are, or if you really get a lot of use out of those other high RG shapes that we have in the line. The Road fits really nicely with the Journey and the High Road. It gives us a really complementary shape that is something quite a bit different with that Rex Hybrid cover stock. As of April 19th, the Road from Storm is available now at your local Storm VIP Pro Shop, or you can come see me inside Enterprise Park Lanes at Balls of Fame Pro Shops to get yours today. As always, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.